What's going on, y'all? This is Big Rendezvous, and you
What's going
are
on, y'all? This is
hanging
Big
out with
Rendezvous,
me
and you
and the
are
pastor,
hanging
Dr.
out with
Kelcey
me
West,
and the
right
pastor,
here,
Dr.
spreading
Kelcey
that love,
West,
boy.
right here, spreading that love, boy.
Mic check, mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a beautiful day, amen. It is a beautiful day, amen, for us to take off together. So I want to invite you to like and share. I want to invite you to share and like. Welcome to the Takeoff Show. I am your motivational pilot. Go by the name of Reverend Dr. Kelcey West. And it is my pleasure, amen, to tell you to get in your seat. It is my pleasure to tell you to get in the seat that your name is on. Do not sit in your neighbor's seat, your sibling's seat, your cousin's seat. Do not try to sit, amen, in your parents' seat, amen. You may have been practicing all your life to walk in his or her shoes, but guess what? That armor doesn't fit you. So wear the armor God has assigned for you to wear. And then I want you to get in your seat on this day that the Lord hath made. After you get in your seat, you already know where I'm going. If you've flown with me before, make sure you have your journal, a pencil, a pen. Make sure you also, amen, put that seatbelt on. It may get a little turbulent today. Then I want you to lower that tray table. I want you to make sure you have your favorite juice, water, coffee, tea, whatever is going to make this flight as enjoyable as possible for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, amen, woke up this morning, I was reviewing notes from over the weekend, amen. I receive a lot of business cards, a lot of flyers. People send me a lot of stuff to read and to be a part of. And so I collect it all, and then I have moments where I just start unpacking. And so on this morning, I came across one of the brochures, amen, and it really, really caught my eye. And so as I was reading it, y'all know how it is, man. The Spirit of the Lord talks to me. That's how I get our topics for today. And so one of the brochures that was given to me at this I was at a father's conference workshop this weekend hosted by the I Rise Foundation. Shared the stage with Sean Torrey, and I was in a room with some great men. But one of the brochures they gave me is from the Nevada Council on Problem Gambling. And on the front it says, "When the fun stops, there is hope." When the fun stops, there is hope. So watch this. That brochure sparked this thought, because if the truth be told, everybody gambling on something. Everybody is betting on something. But I need to get real nosy on today's flight, and I need to ask you this question. Are you betting? Who are you betting on today? I should have remixed that title and just asked you directly, are you betting on you today? Because that's really what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the possibilities, the options you have to bet on other people. But today I want to talk about, if you can hear, I want to talk about you taking your chips and I want you to bet on you. I want you to stop, amen, because for many of you, somebody is already saying, you talking to me. When it comes to other people, the stack looks like this. When it comes to you, the stack looks like this. I'm going to say it again. When it comes to betting on other people, you have no problems investing, risking in other people's dreams and visions. But when it comes to your dream and visions, you are super scared. You are super, amen, nervous. So you won't risk anything, but I'll risk over here. Amen. You risked everything. Amen. But when it came to you, you could have bought your own ring. You could have bought your own sofa and love seat. You could have bought your own washer and dryer. You could have bought your own car, but you risked everything over here. You risked everything over here for a sofa that really didn't fit in the room. You risked everything over here for a dinette table that really didn't fit in the space. You've risked everything over here for a bed that you're really not comfortable in. You've risked everything over here for a washer and dryer, but yet you still not clean. But yet when it comes to the things of God, the visions and dreams that God has given you, the thoughts that and the plans he has for you, some of you are not even here. Some of you are here. You are barely pushing in a chip because you are afraid to lose, but yet you telling people you with God. You telling people you're walking and talking with the Most High, but yet this is you. This is you. And you are barely pushing it to the front. Amen. You are afraid to let it go. You're not just pushing to the front. You are afraid, amen, to bet on you. And we need to find out why. My job today is to encourage, to motivate you, amen, to overcome fear. That's it. That's the whole premise of today's flight. I need to speak directly into your heart and mind, and I need to help you overcome the fear of betting on you. And watch this. I don't care how many times you've lost, amen. I don't care, amen, the odds. Today is your day to bet on you. Where is this coming from? Yesterday was a monumental day for me. I asked the wife just a few minutes ago before she went to work this morning, are you proud of me? Because yesterday I had to bet on me. Yesterday I had to invest in me. Yesterday I had to do something I don't really like to do, and that was spend money. But guess what? Because of what's on the horizon, I got to bet on me. Right now, this is not the time for me to play scared. Now it's not the time. I'm not even going to say play safe. Amen. Because when you are walking with God, it's all in. When you're walking with God, you at the Red Sea with your hand raised. When you're walking with God, you're standing in front of a killing machine and all you got is a slingshot and 5 stones. When you're walking with God, there is a good to great chance that it might be you up against a countless number of lions in their den. You are the visiting team and they're at home. It's a good to great chance that you may have to go into a fiery furnace that's just been turned up 7 times hotter. It is what it is. Bet on you. I'm talking to somebody today, and this is not for those who may think I'm talking arrogant, braggadocious, or cocky. No, I'm just talking faithful talk this morning. I'm betting on me. And I'm betting on me because I believe I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I am betting on me today because I believe, I'm serious as a heart attack, I am more than a conqueror. If I believe I am more than a conqueror, why am I betting on me as if I'm about to get conquered? Why am I betting on me as if I'm going to lose? I once heard Eddie Murphy in an interview. Eddie Murphy said, I really don't have plan Bs. He said, I just believe when you have a backup plan, you don't give plan A your all. And so I'm talking to somebody today. I'm talking to those of you who have enough faith in your plan A where you're not even going to separate your chips. You're not even going to count your chips. You're just going to bet on you today. That's it. That's the whole purpose of today's flight. Now, if you are familiar with the game of craps, and I'm not trying to encourage anybody, I'm not trying to push anybody, amen, to play the game of craps. I'm just trying to encourage somebody on today to invest in yourself, to bet on you, amen, to have confidence, amen, in the God that's in you. And so on today, if you are familiar with the game of craps, I need you to understand at the end of the day, when the dice are in your hand, you're trying to hit your point. That's it. That's it. We're going to talk about points today because if the truth be told, some of us, amen, we're focused on any and everything but the point. Amen. What is your point? What is the number that you need to hit today? This is why I tell you to have a journal. Yesterday, amen, I had to move around the city, amen, and I had to make sure I was hitting my points. I had to make sure I was scratching stuff off. I had to make sure I was where I was supposed to be, talking to who I was supposed to talk to, because I had to stay focused on my point. Some of you are moving around as if your point is 4 and your point is 10. Some of you are getting extremely excited over a 5 and your point is 6. Talk back to me, somebody. You're close, but close does not count, amen, when the dice are in your hand. Some of you are getting extremely excited, amen. You keep rolling these 9s, amen, but that's not even your point, and you're not even betting that way. And so we need to stay focused on our point. And so watch this. Point number 1. I'm nosy. What's the point you're trying to prove? Amen. You keep saying you got a point to prove, but you're not betting on it. What's the point that you're trying to prove? If you're trying to prove everybody else wrong, then hit your point. If you're trying to prove, amen, that those who spoke negatively of you or those who didn't speak life into you, if you're trying to prove they were wrong, then hit your point. What is the point that you're trying to prove? If you're trying to prove that you don't need anybody, then stop crying about people not coming to your rescue. If you're trying to prove that you can stand on your own 2 feet, then stop asking for a handout. What is the point that you're trying to prove? Amen. I'm talking to somebody. It's imperative that you have a clear vision statement. You have a clear mission statement. That way, not only you, but others will know, amen, should I bet on you? That's a whole nother flight. Amen. This one is not about whether or not we should bet on people, but we want to look at the person with the dice. I didn't introduce this flight like I was supposed to, so y'all forgive me. Before we took off today, I started thinking about one of my favorite movies. Growing up, amen, my parents took me to the movies, and I saw all the classics, man. All those black flicks that people are now playing catch up on. I saw him as a kid. One of my favorite movies, amen, stars Bill Cosby, Sidney Poitier. It was actually directed by Sidney Poitier. And the movie is Uptown Saturday Night. I mean, it's a who's who cast. Some of everybody is in that movie. And I love it. One of my favorite scenes, amen, to those of you who have seen the movie, you can already bear witness. I'm talking about Madam Zenobia. I'm talking about Peggy Leggy, amen. She has the dice, and Peggy Leggy is betting on herself. She's telling Bill Cosby, she's telling the people around the table, she said, don't touch nothing. Let it ride, amen. And she is just killing. She is hitting point after point after point because she had a point to prove. And her point to prove was, amen, that she said, man, I'm going to send all of y'all home broke, amen. That was the point she was trying to prove, that she was the baddest, amen. She was the baddest dice shooter, amen, inside of Madam Zenobia's, and she was proving the point by hitting her point. I'm talking to somebody. You are never going to hit your point by walking away from the table. You're never going to prove your point, amen, by just talking. You're never going to prove your point by being afraid not to bet on you. Peggy Leggy said, let it ride, amen. And I'm talking to somebody today. You need to let it ride. You need to bet on you. Stop, don't count nothing, don't touch nothing, but you got a point to prove. You said this is your season, and if this is your season, let it ride. I'm talking to somebody today. This is your season where every day you should wake up with a spirit of expectation. Every time you go to the mailbox, you should be excited to see what's in it. Every time you go to a door, you should expect it to be unlocked. Every time the phone rings, you should be thinking that's an opportunity. Talk back to me, somebody. Every time, amen, you come across somebody, amen, you're looking at him you're looking at that person to see, amen, if they are a part of the plan. Why? Because you have a point to prove. You said, amen, your latter day is going to be greater than your past. So do me a favor, put a smile on your face, amen. Again, you may have crapped out in last year, but it ain't happening now. Why? Because this is your season. And so I want you to be honest with yourself on today. What is the point, amen, that you are trying to prove? What is the point, amen, of you having the dice? Because I need y'all to understand something. When I was a freshman, I think I was around a freshman at UNLV, I lived near Arizona Charlie's, and one day I went to Arizona Charlie's and I had the dice in my hand. That may have been the longest roll I ever had. So I may have held the dice 20 to 25 minutes, amen. Started with 5, ran that up to 4 figures. And after I was done, one of the pit bosses pulled me to the side. I'm a young man, but he's talking to me, didn't card me or anything, pulled me to the side, and he told me something I will never, ever forget. He said, sir, if you knew how to bet on you, you would have been rich today. I'm going to say it again. I'll never forget that statement. Pulled me to the side and he said, you had a great role, but if you knew how to bet on you, you would have been rich. I just blessed somebody today. I wish somebody would type that in the comments because I know I just blessed you. The man said, amen, did you not pay attention? The people at the table made money off of you than you made off of yourself. I'm going to say it again. He game recognized game. He said there are people around here, amen, they owe you a steak dinner because they were placing bets as you were rolling the dice. You were so focused on just hitting your point. You didn't watch the board. You didn't watch the rolls of the dice. You didn't watch, amen, how you were rolling doubles after doubles. He said, what happened? He said, why were you just so focused on hitting your point? I'm talking to somebody. If that's your focus, that's your focus. But some of you, amen, you have great vision. You can see the whole board. And when you can see the whole board, don't be afraid to bet on you. I'll never forget that day. That man said, had you bet on you? Because guess what? I didn't know how to bet on me. I think I need to park my car right there for a second, and not my car, but I think I just need to get this plane at a cruising altitude because I wish somebody would be honest. Y'all hear them chips in the background? I wish somebody would be honest this morning and type in the comments, I don't know how to bet on me. If all your life you've never been in a position where you can bet on you, I wish somebody would be honest this morning. Let's have a deliverance flight this morning. I don't know how to bet on me. I don't know, amen, how to really pick me. I don't really know how to push me. And if that's your truth, be honest, because on this flight, we want to encourage you to remember the same way you take your chips and you give them to other people, the same way you give your chips and you invest in other people's dreams, you're going to do the same thing for you. Amen. It's some people who walk into your life. They don't have a full business plan. They don't have a full mission statement. They don't have a full vision board. But you say, here, take my resources. Here, I want to help you. But when it comes to yourself, some of you are still beating yourself up because you don't have a fully published book. You don't have the full album. You got songs, but you don't have the album. And because you don't have the full album, you won't bet on you. I'm talking to somebody this morning. Amen. You may not have all the bells and whistles, but you got enough to get started, but you won't bet on you. I'm going to say it again. Look at the people you invest in. They ain't have everything together. You didn't bet in chicken wing spots. They didn't have matching plates and all the silverware, but you invested in them. Amen. They had tables that were wobbly, but you invested in them. They didn't have menus. Amen. They didn't have staff. They didn't have cooks. You didn't check to see if the grease was fresh, but you invested in them. Talk back to me, somebody. But here it is. You holding yourself accountable. You're holding back resources because you are telling yourself you got to dot every I. You got to cross every T. You got to have this, that, or the other. But once again, people walked up to you. They didn't have half of what you had, half of what you currently have, but you invested in them. Talk back to me, somebody. So, ladies and gentlemen, and you know what? This is a whole nother show, amen. Because some of you owe your children an apology because you've invested in other kids, amen, but you haven't invested in your own. Talk back to me, somebody. You've invested in other kids, amen. They don't have to, they haven't even shown you report cards, transcripts. You ain't been to no parent-teacher conference, amen, but you just open up your wallet, open up your pocketbook and say, here, I want to sow into you. Here's a gift card. Here's a piece of luggage. But when your child says, well, you invest in my dreams, you said, meet me at the table. I need a business plan. I need you to bring me some co-signers. I need to run your FICO score. I need your fingerprints. I need a background check. And the child going, man, you didn't do that for them. You just invested freely. Talk back to me, somebody. As a matter of fact, mama, daddy, you were a cheerful giver when it came to them. Why are you why are you begrudgingly when it comes to investing in me? That's a whole nother flight. Let's get back to to you, invested in you? How come you not cheerful? Talk back to me, somebody. Lord have mercy. How come you not cheerful? Amen. You would take a selfie of yourself giving somebody else a big check, but you won't take a selfie of you giving yourself a big check. I'm going to say it again. You will take a selfie. You will invite the news. You will invite people with the best camera. Take a picture of me giving this check to this person or that organization. Well, guess what? Do the same for yourself. It doesn't mean you arrogant, braggadocious, or cocky. You just letting it be known, I'm betting on me. Here's the point I'm proving. I'm worth betting on. Somebody type that in the comments. I feel like preaching this morning. Amen. If I was preaching, that may make a good sermon. I'm worth betting on. I need somebody to type that in the comments. I am worth betting on. Translation, I'm worth the risk. Don't worry about the odds. I am worth betting on. I need somebody who can declare and decree, amen. I've been an odd breaker all my life. I ain't never been worried about no odds. The odds ain't never been in my favor. Mama pregnant with me at 17. Biological father never touched me, never held me. Odds ain't never been in my favor. I'm from a small city, 20-mile radius, amen. I'm from a small city where the odds are not in my favor to do this, that, or the other. So I ain't never been tripping off no odds. Odds, man, it's 2 high schools in my city. Odds, man, you can either go right or left. Talk back to me, somebody. I ain't never been afraid of no odds, man. I don't come from a pedigree of this or that. My last name, amen. I don't come from wealth. I don't come from money. The odds ain't been in my favor. Talk back to me, somebody. I'm reared around people with issues, man. I done seen alcoholics and dope addicts, man. I've seen gamblers, amen. The odds ain't never been in my favor. So I need somebody to declare and decree on today. I'm worth betting on. I got a point to prove. And the point I'm going to prove is this. I'm going to make my point. If I don't do nothing else, I need somebody to catch this analogy. If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to hit this 6. I don't care if it come 4 deuce. I don't care if it come the hard way. I don't care if it's 5 ace. I'm hitting this 6. I need somebody to type in all caps, amen. I need you to grab as many chips as you can, slam them down, and I need you to declare and decree, I'm hitting my point. I'm going to say it again. I am hitting my point, and I'm betting on me. I'm tired of watching people make money off me. I'm tired of watching people, amen, celebrate me, and I don't have anything to celebrate when the night is over. I'm tired of watching people tell me how great I am, and I don't have anything to show for it. Ladies and gentlemen, bet on you today. I'm talking to somebody. Bet on yourself today. You are worth it. You got a point to prove. And I'm going to say it again. The only way you're going to prove this point, you're going to have to hit that point. That's it. Well, motivational pilots, you don't know. 9s are not easy. I don't know. You don't understand motivational pilot. I got an issue with the number 9. Well, guess what? Get over it and hit that 9. As a matter of fact, I want you to be so bold with it. Call it on the next roll. Put some extra chips on the table. I'm rolling a 6-3 next. I'm going to say it again. That's how bold I am. 6-3 coming next. Amen. I'm confident. I'm that confident in me. Amen. My next roll gonna be my best roll. 6-3. Amen. It's coming like that. Ladies and gentlemen, when you receive something, you got to know how to speak prophetically over your life. I'm trying, man. I pray y'all can see the analogy today. You got to understand how to speak prophetically over your life. When the Lord shows you something is about to happen, amen. If the Lord didn't show you it was gonna rain, take off them Charlie Brown rain boots. Talk back to me, somebody. If the Lord didn't say it was gonna storm, then do me a favor, stop canceling your picnic. Talk back to me, somebody. If the Lord, listen to me, if the Lord didn't say nobody was coming, why are you walking around talking about everybody is against you? Get them extra chairs ready. Order some extra plates. Make sure you got extra ice and sodas, man. Bet on you. I'm talking to somebody today. I get so tired, amen. I leave meetings. I tiptoe out of meetings when people start talking that woe is me stuff, man. Take that down the street. We are betting on us over here. So, ladies and gentlemen, point number 1, prove your point. Watch where I'm going. Point number 2, promote your point. Amen. You got to promote your point to the point where People, amen, are going to talk. And if people going to talk, they going to say, man, he or she is sick with it. Again, way after, if you've ever seen the movie Uptown Saturday Night, after the place gets robbed, never have so few owed so much to so many. So after, amen, Biggie Smalls, amen, robs the place. Bill Cosby, Sidney Poitier, they go to the government, amen. They go to a local politician only to find out he married to Peggy Leggy. When Peggy Leggy comes into his office to talk to her husband, they recognize Peggy Leggy. And guess what? They remembered her because she had promoted her point so much, amen. She left a lasting impression. Ladies and gentlemen, today is your day to leave a lasting impression. You want somebody to talk, you want the streets saying, man, he or she is betting on them. What do they know that we don't know? I'm in these movies again. Come here, let's do it again. If you've ever seen the sequel to Uptown Saturday Night, remember Let's Do It Again? They wanted to know, what do they know? Why are they now betting? Amen. We got my man, who you got 40th Street Black. What was Jimmy Walker's character? He was the boxer. It'll come back to me. But the streets wanted to know, what do they know that we don't know? And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is imperative, amen, that you promote your point. Let it be known, amen, that you are good at whatever you're good at. Let people know that you are so good at what you're good at that you've already, amen, you've invested, amen, everything you could in you. I'm talking to somebody. Promote your point. Stop being afraid, amen, to promote your point. I'm going to say it again. I'm telling y'all right now, my point is 8. I'm promoting the fact I believe I can hit an 8 with the best of them, amen. You're not going to punk me out the dice. I'm not going to throw these dice as if I don't have confidence. I believe I can hit my point. I'm going to promote it. I'm an 8 maker. I'm going to say it again. I'm promoting my point. I'm an 8 maker. I'm promoting it right now. 4-10, I win. I'm promoting my point. Ladies and gentlemen, promote your point. And so let me take it a different way. Let your next post on social media, let it be about you. Promote that which you are doing. Some of you promote people way too much. Promote you. Promote you. Promote your point. And your point is you have great service. Your point is you have a great product. Your point is you are worth hiring. Your point is, amen, you are smarter than the average person may ever think. That's the point I need to promote. The point I need to promote is this. I roll doubles, amen. I just roll doubles. As a matter of fact, I need to promote this point. I'm subject to roll 7 and 11 on the first roll. That I need to prove this point, amen. That despite the fact that odds say that is least likely for me to do this when you understand the probability of dice, but because the probability is against me, I need to prove once again I'm not afraid of the odds. So I want y'all to see on my first roll, amen, I bet higher on the come out. Man, somebody missing me. I'm betting higher, amen, in the beginning, because some people like to wait and see. Some people, they bet scared. They don't want to come in and be a part of the initial investors. They want to wait until you blow up. They want to wait until you hit a couple points. I need somebody to type in the comments, I don't have time to wait. Amen. I believe on the come out. I believe on the first roll. I believe as soon as I touch the dice, I'm going to win. And so I believe that's a rap song. All I do is win. All I do is win. I think that's a rap song. Nevertheless, I'm talking to somebody today. Bet on you. Amen. And promote your point. Stop being afraid to promote your point. Here we go. Point number 3. I want you to popularize your point. Popularize it. Amen. You are a hashtag in the making. You are a meme of your own in the making. You can go viral today if you would just promote your point. I'm gonna say it. It's just that easy. You have no idea how many people are gonna tune in to watch you over and over and over again hit your point. You don't know how many people. And guess what? Even if people tune in to see you miss your point, amen, take a page out of Mayweather's page, because people have watched half of his fights hoping he was going to lose, but he's still 50-0. Amen. He has made a gazillion dollars, amen, off popularizing his point that he is, amen, the best ever. And so, ladies and gentlemen, popularize your point today. Don't be afraid to popularize your point. Amen. Donnell Thomas just got on. He has a point to prove. And the point that he's proven every chance he get is that he can hit a hole in one while smoking a cigar. He's popularizing this point that he can hit a hole in one while smoking a cigar and while interviewing people. And guess what? He's popularizing this point. Every time I turn around, his subscribers are going up. Amen. His audience is increasing. Why? Because he's popularizing his point. Ladies and gentlemen, popularize your point. You have something to say. Say it. You don't know how many people, amen, that you're going to be the spokesperson for. You don't know how many people you're going to motivate. You don't know how many people you're going to encourage, amen. Watch this, to bet on you. But guess what? I need to ask y'all for real, this question. If you are afraid to bet on you, why should I bet on you? Now, I'm not talking, let's go back. When I was at Arizona Charlie's that morning, I was hitting points so much, people were betting on me. But I just need to be honest this morning. Had I been afraid initially, or just you, think about this. How many times when you're talking, do you talk in such fear to the point where if I wanted to invest in you, now I got to hold back my chips because you're talking in fear. I'm ready to bet on you, but you talking about the devil. I'm ready to bet on you, but you talking about people of other races. I wanted to bet on you, but you talking about what they won't let you do. Who are the they? It's just you and the dice. That's it. Who are the they? It's just you and the dice, man. Make these dice bounce off that wall. It's just me and you. I don't care if you got to blow on these dice. I don't care if you got to shake these dice. I don't care if you got to ask to get these kids out the room. Man, popularize your point, because guess what? Everybody is not good at hitting the point that you are. Man, I think I just said something. Everybody is not good at hitting the point that you are good at hitting. I'm going to say it one more time. You have, man, everybody, bring 20 dice players in a room and they all may have a different story. And some may tell you, man, I love to chase that point. And you will go, really, man, I love chasing 10. Why? Because I love to see 55 on the board. I'm going to say it again. Everybody, amen, is chasing something different, amen. And so popularize your point, amen, and stop making, amen, everything a trick of the enemy. Oh, man, I can't believe I keep getting 5, but you keep hitting 5. I'm going to say it one more time. Here you are complaining, you murmuring and complaining. I keep getting 5, but you keep hitting 5. I wish we could have a praise break on this flight, and I wish somebody, amen, could give God praise this morning, because you keep hitting your point. You ain't even thought about that, despite the fact you had a difficult point, despite the fact you never get 6 and 8, despite the fact, amen, you are always, amen, having to hit odds. Why do I keep getting 4s, but you keep making them? I need somebody to give God praise for the 22. I need somebody to give God an Emmitt Smith praise today, because you keep hitting 22, amen. When people don't think you can hit your point, amen, you make payroll. When people don't think you can hit your point, you pay the mortgage. When people don't believe you can pay your power bill, you got money for the power bill and the light bill. When people don't think you're going to be able to have your kids ready for school, here you are with the supplies and the clothes laid out. Talk back to me, somebody. So stop and give God praise this morning, because you keep hitting your point. Stop looking for, amen, for your game to be like somebody else's. Somebody else, they may get 6 and 8 all the time. Somebody else, they may throw 7 and 11 off the top nonstop. But that's not your story. If God is making you to do it the hard way, if you're doing it the hard way, put a smile on your face. Amen. That's my testimony. Amen. My million ain't just coming in one whop. Amen. It may be $1 at a time, but guess what? As long as I get $1 million bills, can I get a witness around here? As long as I get $1 million bills, amen, I have no problems. Amen. I'm gonna say it again. I have no problems counting $1, $2, $3. Amen. Man, it's gonna take you all day to count $1 million. Did you hear what that Negro just said? Man, if I were you, boy, brother, get out the room, because I don't need no machines. I just need some hip hop. Just put my favorite hip hop on, and I promise you, I'm gonna count this money. I'm gonna stack it. Amen. I have no problems if it's in ones. Here we go. This is how gangsta I am. My million can come in quarters. Amen. I'm gonna take 4 quarters. That's $1. 4 quarters. Okay, that's $2. 4 quarters. That's $3. Man, you gonna be here all day. That's okay, man. Just leave me in the room with my million. Just leave me in the room with my million. Man, I can't believe you asked for $1 million in quarters. How you gonna get the quarters to the bank? See, you worrying about stuff you don't need to worry about. I'm more concerned about the bank coming to me. I ain't worrying about going to the bank. I'm worrying about the bank coming to me. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to somebody. Popularize your point. Amen. There's a generation of coming behind us, and they can't be afraid, amen, to bet on themselves when the point is not the point they wanted. I'm talking to somebody today. In my former life, amen, I had to learn how to fall in love because with the points that were not popular for this reason. In my former life, amen, I was a dice shooter. In my former life, amen, either you was gonna break me or I was gonna break you. In my former life, amen, I had to learn to fall in love with those odd points, because that's when people would bet more money. I'm gonna say it again. My point is 4. Now all these voices coming up. I bet against him, man. I got 20 on it. I got 40 on it. Okay, I'm fading all of y'all, and I'm standing on the fact I believe, amen, I'm gonna hit this point. Y'all hear them chips? Y'all hear them chips? All of y'all want to fade me. That's how you got to treat your enemies. All y'all want to fade me. Bet. I'm fading all your bets. Why? Because I'm going to popularize hitting these numbers. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to popularize. Amen. It's not a burden. It's a blessing to serve the Lord. It's not a. Listen, man. Stop calling everything a burden. Amen. And just have faith that you're going to hit your point. I hope and pray that this analogy has not led anybody astray. I'm always going to be sensitive to our flights, but I'm going to give it to you the way it came to me today. This is the day, ladies and gentlemen, that it was my yesterday. I had to spend some money. Yesterday, I had to invest, amen, in me. I had to invest in the companies. Yesterday, I had to open up my wallet and I had to place some bets. Today, you may need to invest in you. And if that's the case, do me a favor. Our plane has landed, short flight, because we got stuff to do. Raise that tray table, take off that seatbelt. As you are exiting the plane today, I need you to high five some people and tell each person, I'm betting on me. Put it in caps, put some exclamation points behind it. I'm betting on me. Guess what? You ain't got to invite them right now. People know how to bet on you. They know how to find you. They find you for everything else. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you ain't got to go on no campaign. People know how to find you. When they in trouble, they know how to find you. When they need you to bet on them, they know how to find you. So guess what? You just do what you supposed to do. And watch this, man. Sometimes my phone will ring and I'll say, man, who was this? And they'll tell me, man, I heard about how you've been hitting points. I want to partner with you. Translation, I want to bet on you. That's all they saying. Translation, I heard you good. Amen, with hitting doubles. That's what somebody said. said. Somebody said, yeah, you are good, amen. You can roll 6 the hard way. You can roll 8 the hard way. We heard 10s and 4s are your specialty. And so guess what? We want to bet on you. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to be known as somebody that's scary. You don't want to be known as somebody, amen, that pushes the dice away. You don't want to be known as somebody who just talks a good game. Go back and watch Uptown Saturday Night. Bill Cosby got in the game. Sidney Poitier was scared. Sidney Poitier gave Bill Cosby a few dollars. Just as soon as Bill Cosby started winning, Sidney Poitier was trying to get his investment back. You got to watch folk who really ain't in the game the way you need them to be the game. Go ahead and give them their investment so they can get out the picture, because the only thing they gonna do, they bring in bad luck, amen. They bring in fear to the table. Peggy Leggy was shaking those dice. And if you've ever seen Uptown Saturday Night, Bill Cosby got so confident, he told one guy, he said, man, every time my hand move, your hand move. Peggy Leggy said, man, she said, I'm hot. She said, I'm hot. And so, man, he got on board, and they were winning money before Madame Sinovia's got robbed. And so, ladies and gentlemen, watch your company, amen. This may not be the day where you need to take somebody shopping with you, amen, to invest in you. This may not be the day where you need to sit down with people and go over the investment numbers. Everybody want to talk about the profit, but people don't want to talk about the potential loss. That's why it's called a profit and loss statement. Everybody want to sit down. They want some of the profit, but you need to make sure you got some people that understand that there's some loss involved. Just because, amen, listen to me. It's a part of the process. You got to learn how to invest in you. Sometimes you're going to win. Sometimes you're going to lose. But ladies and gentlemen, that's a part of this. That's a part of this walk. That's a part of this journey. Sometimes you're going to be up. Sometimes you're going to be down. But ladies and gentlemen, I believe in you, and I pray you believe in you more than I believe in you. Talk back to me, somebody. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to land this flight this way. I need y'all to listen, because I'm getting ready. I'm switching from the dice to the poker table. Listen to me. I'm all in. I'm hoping you can say the same. I'm all in. And I pray you are all in when it comes to your visions and your dreams. Amen. Go support you. Go motivate you. Go push you. But when it's all said and done, go prove your point. Go make your point. Go promote your point. Go popularize your point. Stand on your point. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Oh, do me one more favor. Amen. I'm gonna give y'all the dice back. Let me pack up my chips. Amen. Let me pack up my chips. Amen. Let me prepare to cash out, because it feels good. Not only when somebody loves you back, but it feels good. Amen. When you bet on yourself and you discover that betting on yourself pays off. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for letting me be myself. You all be blessed today. Have a great day.